writing your CV with Chat GTP. How do you do this? Because it's been ages since I've done my own CV.
Chat GPT just came out last year, right? So there are many people started using it, and there are students using ChatGPT, and I can't stop, and nobody can stop using ChatGPT to write CV. And I started noticing people using ChatGPT because when there are some YouTubers talking about that, okay, with ChatGPT you can do it, you can analyze the jobs and write cover letter, write resume, CV, to suit with the job market, and but to suit with the skills. So there are incidents I saw with my ex-students or current students when they apply for the job or for internship. They use ChatGPT and send to the employer. Sometimes it's backfire because they are not careful and they are not genuine enough. So the employers knows that. Their students is trying to bluff the employers, and because we are working in the small city like New Plymouth, right? So the employers directly feedback to me, hey Ethan, your students try to bluff me by using ChatGPT. It's very obvious. So ChatGPT is using ChatGPT is good if you know how to use it, and if your intention is genuine enough and you just want to make it a bit faster to write your CV, which is good. But if you are not careful and if you let ChatGPT to run whatever it is, and you can it's very easy to go down to the rabbit hole. So before the podcast, we talk about how to, I just demonstrated you how to write ChatGPT with CV a bit, and well, it can generate some text and some of the things, but the most important thing is be genuine, be yourself, and it's also reflect all the skills that you have. And if it is not suitable for you and it's not you just delete it, because at the end of the day the employer will know that you're not genuine, you're a cheater. So that's what that's what my take on ChatGPT.
So there's a bit of a problem there then, because it is a small market that you're in, that your
Yeah.
employer is going to find out that you've cheated, and but they'll also have a long memory, and they'll also talk to other people. So
Yes.
it's not just one person you've upset, because a lot of your students might come from markets where there's thousands of people involved and not everybody knows everybody else, and it doesn't matter if you make a mistake once. Whereas where you are, it's got to be a big error and be very important. So,
Yeah.
which leads me to another question. So, I got a couple of questions because it looked really exciting what you did. Does that mean that I could actually upload my current CV and a job that I found on the internet and say, tailor my CV to that advert?
Yes, you can do it. So uh, I I told one of my students, actually my friend, he happened to be my friends. He's learning for the highway engineering, and I showed it to him. Okay, this is your CV. You can copy and paste to your ChatGPT, and also this is the link of the job advertisement. So let ChatGPT to analyze your CV and the job advert, and generate a cover letter for that. So because cover letter is also important, and the cover letter has been generated, and you need to read the cover letter and fine tune as much, until it is genuine. And you just need to, whatever you need to delete, just delete it. And another thing is that, and also be careful with your CV. And if your CV, you think that you don't need to change your CV, then just leave it as it is, because CV is what you wrote, what you prepared earlier. So you believe that this is genuine CV, so be it. But if you want to improve your CV, then by the assistant of ChatGPT, you can make it. But the most important thing is you need to genuine, because you're a civil engineer and you just need to talk about you have experience in mechanical engineering or something that's, it can, and you just came out from the schools and say, I have X year of experience in roading and road surfacing, which is not suitable, right? And it's obviously if is you're bluffing the employer will know. And another thing is to be careful with New Zealand is we have not if for an engineers for the roading and civil works, there are not so many companies working for that. Downers, Higgins, Fletchers, not many. And these companies they use HR software and which records your for forever for your data forever. For example, like your name and as soon as you put your name in and your date of birth, they can track down for decades of records. And once you applied that company, it stay with the companies forever. So you can't change your this year you change your salary, change your positions as project managers. After that, next CV, next time you apply another positions, and they know. So it is not the most important thing I need to tell them is whether you use ChatGPT or what other kind of AI software, you always need to genuine. That is the most important in New Zealand.
I think that's true. I was talking to one of my colleagues the other day about some other topic, and to me, being genuine, that people have to be able to trust you. That if you're not
Yeah,
genuine, the big, I mean, even if they are the big employer, they still require you to be genuine because they need to know that when they send you out on site, you can be trusted to be genuine on site.
yeah, yeah,
So that's interesting though that you could get the cover letter tailored to suit that job advert. But as you say, you still have to make sure that you edit it, read through it. I guess another
yeah,
method would be to write a typical cover letter yourself without using Chat GPT, using the terminology and the type of language that you use, and upload that to Chat GPT as well and say, this is my normal style of writing. Please copy the style of writing in my cover letter so that the
yeah.
cover letter then reflects the genuine way that you would traditionally write.
Yes, that's a good idea too. So yeah, because most of the time, young students or fresh grad, they try to do shortcut by using ChatGPT, and they think they're smart. Another things I noticed, but I'm not so sure that's true. One of my ex students came to me and said that okay, nowadays ChatGPT is getting smart. No, or Seek is getting smarter. He generated a cover letter from ChatGPT, and Seek reject. So maybe
Because
Seek
it thought
is,
it was covered, because they thought it was covered or written by Chat GPT.
yes, Seek reject, and I just got that feedback only maybe a week or 10 days ago. So personally,
Well,
haven't write a cover letter for a long time, so I don't know, but could be happen too, because that's no
well,
they the
yeah, why not?
advertisement
Because what someone used to tell me was what the skill of man can lock, the skill of man can unlock.
hmm
So
hmm
if you think of Chat GPT, so like suddenly, we can use this wonderful tool to do these things. Well, it won't take long for someone to build a wonderful tool to check to see whether you've used the other wonderful tools. As
yeah,
you know, when our students upload their assignments, it goes through a checking procedure to see whether
yes,
it's AI generated.
yeah,
But it would be
yeah,
easy enough for the student to take that instead of just copying and paste it. Take that AI generated information and start rewording some of the sentences so that it sounds more like them.
yeah,
And part of the challenge with Chat GPT and the original way that our Turnitin, our assessment
yes,
checking software, the original way that would work, it would look for certain phrases or the structure, the syntax that was being used, and that would then assign that as the AI generated information. But so all you really have to do is to get ChatGPT to write in your style, and then that might get around that problem. But
yeah.
certainly, if you copy and paste it and it still says company name in brackets here, and it's still got the generic text in it, then surely that's a giveaway. You showed me
Yes,
before we got started how you can generate the Chat GPT from an advert, and it kept looking and it kept putting in the information that you were supposed to, or putting brackets, and you were supposed to replace that with the correct information. I
Right.
notice Chat GPT at the moment doesn't do things like the cover letter on your letterhead, and your CV is not formatted the way you want. So there's still
Mhm.
quite a long way to go before Chat GPT will actually format your CD for you, or your CV for you, with good fonts and good typography and all that kind of stuff. You still have to do that yourself.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I think it's probably just around the corner, the ability to do this. I was having a look at a new phone today. I was having a look. This phone's really exciting. It's called the Rabbit. I don't know if you've
I've
seen it.
never heard about that.
It's available in Singapore. You'll have to get one. Um,
Okay.
and it's got a screen and a
Hmm.
button and a camera and a microphone.
Hmm.
And you talk to it, and you would say, uh, "Prepare me a CV based on this advert," and it would do. And so the big thing about this phone is this new model that they're working with. So Chat GPT uses a large language model. I think that's what they call it, a large language model.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
That's what they call.
so this new Rabbit phone
Hmm.
they're building something they call the large action model. And the large action model will not just find the language, but it will also carry out actions as well. So I can see that you'd push the button and say, play my favorite music. Or you'd push the
Yeah.
button. So the example they use is, book, find the flights to this place. I want to stay here 2 days. I want to stay there. It was a big, long list of requirements. It found the flights, and then he said, okay, book them,
Hmm. Hmm.
which I think ChatGPT doesn't do yet. It won't do that large action stuff. It'll find out all the information based on the parameters you put in, but it won't book it. Now, if we look at the CV, you can imagine the next step would be you get ChatGPT, or you get this large language model to do all of the research and all the work for you. And then you say, okay, format it for me. I want to
Yeah.
use Helvetica and Times New Roman, and I want 12-point text here, and I want bold for this. Boom, it would just go off and do it for you.
Yes. So yeah, there are still fine tunings required, but what I would say is, whoever uses ChatGPT should be smarter than ChatGPT, not just follow what the ChatGPT prompted, and eventually people will find it out, and you're not genuine candidates, and then you will put out from the job market, and you won't get a job.
So that raises another question. Should we teach it? Is it a skill we should be teaching?
Uh, Sometimes I teach them. I teach them for that, but meanwhile I also tell them, uh, don't do it. You need to be smarter than ChatGPT, and this is what happens. This kind of things can go wrong. I told them, but there are students, who no matter how I tell, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the bad
Yeah, but
students all the time. Yeah.
so at the moment we don't teach it. But that's my question. Should it be part of the architectural technology course to teach how to
Uh,
use artificial intelligence?
I don't for CV writings or other as a tools of the drawings. For the drawings tools, we need to teach it because it will be there forever and it won't
Mm,
go away. Yeah,
it's
we need
there
to teach
forever
it.
right now. So,
Yes.
um, the moment my students don't use it, I've tried using it with some of my assignments, and it literally made up case studies to prove that I could do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So again, as you say, you have to be cleverer than ChatGPT.
It
Yeah,
looks
that's
promising, but they are fake.
yeah. So that's part of the challenge, is that it's got some really useful techniques if you use the right prompts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can't rely on it 100%. You have to check what it's given you and read through it and make sure it sounds like you. Otherwise, as you say, then Seek might start rejecting your letters if they're
Yes.
not, if it thinks that they're AI generated.
Yeah, that's what happened, I think, a week ago.
What an interesting chat. Thanks very much, Ethan. Lovely to talk
Yeah,
to you. I learnt quite a
thank
lot
you.
tonight, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. See you next week.